Alright, so I'll just make a very quick video on how I enable gyro controls. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll just call it gyro. And this video is dedicated on how I was able to, make it work for the Legion Go. So just for context, Legion Go has its own software called the Legion Space. However, I really find it useless at this point. Sorry for the term, but yeah, I mean, if you have a Legion Go, you know what I mean. So the one that you're seeing now, since I don't have Legion Space enabled, I have a different game launcher which is called Play Night. Um, if you want me to discuss that, how I got it to work and how I think about it, probably this is just going to be another video. Since again, this is more on the gyro controls video. So for me, I got it to work is I used a different app called Handheld Companion. Is this an open source? I'm not sure. But basically, it's an app that allows you to take control of your, let's say, hardware or software presets here on your Kitchen Go. Like it allows you to change your TDP, even hide or unhide the built-in controllers from other softwares. But for this video, again, I'll just focus on the gyro controls. So for that to work, just head to profiles and then just select here the game that you want. If you don't have one yet, let's say you haven't created any profile yet when you first install Handheld Companion, just click on the plus button, right? So basically, what it will do is it will show you the different app. It will allow you to search for your app and then add it here as a profile. So for me, I'll just use Call of Duty as an example since this is the one I play the most. Then once that's done, your sub profile will be automatically created for you. And then for the power presets and stuff, just let you play with that by yourself since I want to keep this video short. So motion control settings, we'll get back to that later. So what you want to do now is scroll at the very bottom of your profile, search for control layout, make sure it's on, toggled on, because by default I think it's off. And then there's going to be a tab for gyro. Then just all you have to do is click on that. And then now it's going to show you the gyro settings. So by default, this will be disabled, but I don't want to revert it back because it might change my settings. And then just select right stick. Of course, usually right stick is for the camera. Up to you. I don't know if you move it, or if you move your camera where your left stick, whatever flows your boat. Okay. My recommendation for the style of input is going to be player space. Again, this is just more of, I don't know if it's placebo effect, but I just find the response or of the gyro to be much more accurate with the player space, right? And then make sure it's enabled. You select enabled and turn off with buttons for the motion activation. What this means is gyro will always be activated unless you switch it off with a button set. It's like a toggle, right? But for me, I leave it off because I don't mind. Gyro is always on regardless if I'm on the menu. Just when I play, I just want to, when I wiggle, allows me to tell the gyro is working, right? For the gyrometer weight, um, this is like sensitivity, but it's like a multiplier, right? Like if you move an inch, let's say you move your controller or your device, let's say 1 cm to the left, right? But it actually, how I would say, reflect around 1.2 centimeters. I don't know if that's how it works, but it's basically a multiplier, right? Okay, so it's like yeah, I guess it's a multiplier because when we go to the sensitivity, it's going to be on a later one. But yeah, before I move out of the screen, improve circularity and rotate to match screen orientation. I don't enable them because one, I don't know if it even does anything. So just to be sure, I leave it off. Uh, I haven't really deep dive on any documentation for this app, but since it works as I wanted it to be, so I just leave it at that. No, I think I remember improve circularity is on. Again, placebo effect. Not sure if it does anything, but just to make sure it works as I wanted to. Okay, so now we have to go back to just since gyro is enabled, you can now adjust your motion control settings. So from here, this is where you're going to see gyro multiplier and accelerometer multiplier. So remember earlier that I discussed briefly about the gyrometer weight. I don't know if gyrometer multiplier is the same thing, but I always leave this as one because I don't know, when I tried to play with the settings, like my my controls were all over the place. So I just leave it at that. Yeah. And then accelerometer also as I just leave it as one. And then for the gyro steering axis, I always use yaw. For roll, I noticed that if again not the expert on this, but it's just the settings has been working for me. What roll does for me is that it's like the axis of your rotation is on the x-axis. So when I tilt forward and back, what it does is the camera turns left to right. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. Just let me know in the comments below if there's anything wrong with my understanding on the settings. But yeah, I just leave it at yaw. And for additional settings, here I think by default this is one. So for the sensitivity, I leave it at 1.2 for both x and y. What this means is that just a slight nudge on your device would send a signal to the game that or any app that you have moved your device, right? So if at one, I just want it to be faster. Like if my intention to look to the right is by turning the device towards the right, then I want it to be more sensitive. It just makes me feel more accurate. Again, I don't know. I'm not the expert on this. It just works as I wanted to. Um, aim down multiplier. This is a bit finicky for me. So it's up to you how if you want to use this, but I never use it. So if you want to activate it, just see this press to define trigger button here. Where's my mouse? Okay, I have a touch, but I forgot. So up to you. Just enable a button here to enable to aim down multiplier. Flick stick. I've tried this a lot of times. Does it work for me? I don't know if it's just because of Legion Go, but basically handheld companion can be installed on different devices. I don't know if it works on other devices, but for the Legion Go, at least for mine, it doesn't work. Okay. Then movement sensitivity just have three presets: aggressive, default, and precise. Aggressive is more of it's faster towards the start of your movement and then gradually slows down in terms of sensitivity. And then precise, it's slower when you start and then accelerates the sensitivity as you are moving longer. Right. But for me, I like it to be linear, so just leave it at default. So meaning the sensitivity should always be the same whenever from the start up to leading towards the end of my movement. For me, I just feel more precise that way. So yeah, that's just how I enabled or I am using gyro controls for the Legion Go. So just let me know on this video in the comment section down below if there are any other things that you want to know how what I did on my Legion Go to run games, or what are the control settings that I use for different kinds of games that I play. All right, that's all. See you. Bye.